Hello, hello. Welcome to Grounding into Gaia. What episode number is this? I'm not sure yet. I have to go back and check. I think it's number 5. But forgive me if I'm wrong about that. This is Samara, and you are watching Feminist Alchemist. Thank you for tuning in. If this is your first time here, welcome. If you are returning, welcome back. And in this episode of Grounding into Gaia, which I haven't done in a while, but I've been called back to it as I form some type of routine, regularity, predictability to the content that I create. And I don't remember exactly when. Oh, I did a collective reading from the Archangel deck, and usually after I do a reading, I do a couple extra cards for myself, for guidance for the day or for the next time period. And I received Lady Gaia and the message that there was a message to be delivered about belonging and being welcome. So the message on this card specifically from, which deck is this? Diana Cooper's Archangel deck. Lady Gaia, your challenges are lessons. You are loved and welcome on Earth. And particularly, that message came to me personally at a time when I was particularly not feeling like I belonged anywhere. Having friends and family in different countries, traveling on a fairly regular basis, but at the end of the day, never really feeling at home anywhere. And it's not just about location, but the locations on Earth, but the human experience in itself, kind of feeling out of sorts with the human experience altogether. And I was prompted then to this message of particularly being welcome on Earth and somehow feeling at home within the human experience, which may be so if this message, this intro doesn't resonate with you already, then this may not apply to you now. This is timeless. You may feel it in the future. You may not. Right? But this particular message, I feel, is for those who are in an awakening process, awakening to oneself. Some of you may already identify as starseeds or have heard the term, and something inside of yourself is working, prompting you to explore deeper. Part of me wants to shy away from using any labels, but part of me, or the part that is receiving the message to give to you at the moment, is coming with that terminology: starseed, light worker. And also embracing the concept without needing to wear it as a label per se. However, by embracing the concept, this feeling of not feeling at home on Earth, not feeling fully anchored to the Earth, you may have issues with grounding. Some of us who have grounding issues also tend to have weight issues because we use food to ground ourselves, like literally to put weight into the ground, put weight onto our bodies. So I'm going to leave the intro there, and I'm going to jump to the channeled message now. This channeled message is also sitting on its own on YouTube. So if you have come to this reading through the link of the channeled message in itself, then you can either listen to it again, or you can skip to the pick a card reading, which I will do right after the channel. You belong here. It is time, in this here and now moment. You were invited and accepted the call. You, like many others, have journeyed from the far reaches of the universe, unbound by space and time, to be of service in a critical and momentous, monumental moment. The time of magic and celebration. Sure, it may not feel so to some or many of you, for in this sweeping change there is much chaos, in your own life and in the lives of others around you. In you is embedded the gift of higher vision, multi-dimensional awareness, unity consciousness. Others have primed the way before you in small numbers, many ostracized, stigmatized, shunned. Yet this moment is so momentous because you will come in great sweeping numbers, this next wave of awakened beings. And you will be supported in your quote-unquote work. This work primarily consists of you acknowledging, embodying the fullness of who you are. Your love, your light, your intuitive knowing, your innate understanding of the existence of a greater reality, a reality beyond the third dimension. And in living this renewed understanding of yourself, you receive further guidance and assistance, tools, opportunities, relationships that support the further unfolding of your endless expansion. An expansion which is the essence of your service to the planet. Jobs, careers are only but one manifestation of your expansion and one facet of your service. How you move through the world, the values you live by, the knowledge you seek, how you use your energy and influence, how you love others and how you love yourself, how you care for the planet and its life forms, and more. These are all also a direct product of your expansion. So please, dear ones, know that you are not only welcome here, but belong here and are appreciated for being here. Your struggles have served your growth, your strength, and your resolve. And we have also committed to serving you as you serve the collective and your soul's expansion. Do not hesitate to call on us in whatever form you feel called, through whatever method your spirit takes to. All roads lead home. All roads lead to the heart. All roads lead to one. We love you dearly, star seeds, light workers, soul seekers. Okay, so let's jump into the selection for the pick a card reading for this episode. I didn't pre-shuffle anything, so I'm just going to shuffle and get there'll be 3 piles. There's 3? Yes, there'll be 3 piles. So I'll shuffle from this deck, and whichever card resonates with you, you can choose that pile. So which card do we have for card 1? I'll also give you a moment. I'll pause and give you a moment to I wanted to say meditate. Either one, you can marinate or meditate on which card suits you. But I also feel like sometimes just your first knee-jerk reaction, if you feel a visceral reaction, all of our intuition works differently. Feel a visceral reaction to a card when I show it to you, it may be for you. It's probably for you. If you have a reaction to more than one, then you can look at both or all three. Okay, pile one, please. The card for pile one, please. Card for pile one, please. Okay, I did have to pause because you're not to see the words on the card, only the image. So I needed to get something to cover them up. So this is card one. It's card number 36. You're allowed to see the number. Here is pile two. And it's card number 42. I'm just covering some words with my finger there. Oops, sorry. And then pile three, we have card 26. So I will cut to something where you can see the images, just the image more clearly without these papers here. And I'll give you a moment to check those out. Hello, pile one. Welcome to your reading. So you chose card 36. And on this card, it says another chance to be, reclamation, second chances, rebirth, and emotional healing. I'm going to put it this way, maybe. Sorry, I'm trying a new setup here, and there's always a problem with these cards that aren't matte. I get a glare when I use the top shelf there. So you've got another chance to be. That sentence came out as they wanted it to come out. So what I'm getting here is that you do have a blank slate. And I did when I did the North Node readings at the beginning of 2024, I talked about the blank slate and how I was prompted by the guides and beings who were guiding the reading to use white as my backdrop for the reading, because, and also then to add crystals and colors for the sacral chakra, our center of creation or creative energy. And this, I feel, is for you, those of you who chose pile one, is once again, this reading is timeless. So whenever you come to it, there should be something here for you. And it's a time when you do have the very real opportunity to change, to start over, to change, to just everything that you've experienced in the past, chalk it up to experience and become whatever it is you want to become. the rebirth, reclaiming your sovereignty as a soul, reclaiming your sovereignty as a creator. And for those of you who chose pile 1, that requires a disengagement, unidentification. Is that a word? It requires you to cease to identify, stop identifying with painful experiences as part of your character. That's the words to give me. So basically, victim, in situations where you have been the victim, it's time to release that feeling of victimhood. Does that mean that those things did not happen? No, it does not. However, it means that you are no longer colored by that experience. You consciously make the choice to allow emotional healing. There's a lot of water imagery here. 36 adds up to 9. We're in the flow of, yes, and these squid or octopus here, who are very wise, ancient creatures who are incredibly intelligent life forms and can shape and fit through any obstacle. You're being reminded. Now, when I say they, a lot of times when I say they, people ask me, who's they? Especially people who are trying to, what's it called? Question or criticize my intuition. But anyway, that's another story for another day. In this case, we are speaking with, the same consciousness who guided the channel. So the channeled message, that is, Lady Gaia, the Council of Earth, and a large assortment of star family, star allies. So the knowledge of yourself that they would like to highlight to you is that through your experiences, you shape and shift your understanding of yourself and your being and who you are at your core, your understanding of who you are at your core, shaped by core beliefs and a lot of emotional experiences that we had as children. So at times when we were vulnerable, and we built up systems within ourselves in order to deal with certain emotional experiences and to prevent ourselves from being hurt. So we're learning how to not be hurt. Same way that we learn we get hurt physically and we learn not to do it anymore, not to do certain things anymore. Right? But how do we learn? By getting hurt. Emotionally, as well as children, we get hurt and we learn how to act, how to be, how to defend ourselves from being hurt. And in that as well, we then never give ourselves the chance to return to our full form, right? Emotionally, our full emotional form. Meaning that, so I'm going to go to the tarot soon. They're saying you don't stop having a certain physical form. Like when you get cut, when you get burnt, it heals and you just don't do that thing again, right? That you did to get cut or burned, or you're more cautious the next time. You use your wisdom to guide you, your wisdom of your experience to guide you. But somehow with our emotional pain, we quote unquote get over it, but don't necessarily heal it. Because true healing means that we'll return to our original state of open-heartedness and vulnerability. Yes. And so, pile one, you are on this precipice of, you're being invited to reclaim your full emotional body and come back to a state of being that is whole and full and fulfilling. And so you're not preventing yourself from getting hurt by being less of yourself. You're preventing yourself from being hurt again in the same ways by utilizing the wisdom of the experiences. So I may have already said all I need to say, because I didn't expect that much to roll through, but I'm going to pull you a couple tarot cards anyway. We'll see, because I like these. I wasn't drawn to too many decks for this reading. There's only 3 in total, so we're already on the second deck. What does pile 1 need to know at this time? What guidance do you have for pile 1 at this time? We want the one on the bottom of the deck. Okay, it looks like you're only getting 1 tarot card from the Animal Guides Tarot. You have the Ace of Air, which is appropriate, and it's a panda. What it says on the card here, implementation of your brilliant new idea may get off to a rocky start, but keep going. The challenges will help you refine your plan and reshape your goals into something even better. Now, this may be a project, but this may also be, I'm getting the energy of it being a idea of yourself. You're being encouraged as well to not give up on becoming the version of yourself that you envision, that you've always envisioned. And you're also being encouraged not to ask for something too small or aim for something too small. We are talking about reclamation. The 9 plus 1 is 10, the completion. Although this is water and this is air, but the emotional healing, the rebirth that you seek, requires you to take on a new mindset, a fresh and clean mindset, and one that maybe is very free of, you may need to isolate yourself from other people's opinions and not talking to too many people about what you're trying to do, because people, especially people who are not on an expansion path and do not experience the world the way you do, have a tendency to want to keep you in a place where they can define you. Some of them have malicious intent. Some of them are trying to protect you from disappointment, or they just can't get down with your way of thinking. But you who have chosen pile 1, make no mistake, you are meant to have a complete restart, because the world that you've created is just one that you've created. You can erase and start a new one. Does it take time? Yes. Does it take inner work? Absolutely. And it also takes you protecting that new you, like a newborn baby, consider yourself pregnant with yourself, with your new self. And you have to do everything to protect that new self, and to feed it. So you don't want to feed it anything that will prevent it from growing. Other people's ideas, other people's opinions, reliving the past, people warning you about not dreaming too big or wanting certain things because, oh, remember what happened the last time? You don't need any of that. You really need to plan, apply some intellect to this emotional healing and to this rebirth. But this intellect is not meant to hold you back from the dream, from the vision. The intellect and the rationality is meant to map out your path and to navigate challenges that come and to recognize when you get frustrated with people, places, or things that seem to be in your way. Also investigating why it's so frustrating. Can you go through the obstacle? Can you go around the obstacle? Also using your mind for visualization, for prayer, for coming up with rituals, or coming up with however you access strategies as well. Because it is it is a process, but once you make the choice that you are going to take up this chance, the chance is there. You just have to say yes. And I'm getting, for some of you, a lot of your world is crumbling around you because they're trying to show you that you don't need it. The universe is trying to show you that you don't need it. I'm going to grab you a final activation. Thank you. That one's flying. Okay. Helen, your final activation is Temple of Truth, Throat Chakra, Authenticity, Self-Expression. Okay. This is very appropriate also for this Ace of Air that you have received here. A lot of the healing that you will bring about for yourself comes in simply speaking and living your truth, simply being yourself. And I don't know if that came through clearly in all of my talking in the beginning, but now we're focusing in on, yes, the true, authentic expression of yourself, which some of you, that is very much so channeled into writing, public speaking, having a podcast, anything where you share your unique point of view, singing, songwriting. But for some of you, so that's some, there's others of you where it's simply living as your true self and speaking your truth and not caring that other people don't believe you, don't agree with you. It's because it's also time that we find each other, right? That we connect to our soul tribe, to like-minded people. I don't believe this came out in the channel, but yes, we've been living in isolation from each other. Those of us who are experiencing these particular feelings of not belonging, right? Finding each other, gravitating to each other requires us to be real about who we are and what we think and how we experience the world. So if you have psychic abilities, if you feel that you have a particular understanding of the universe, of life, of love that comes from like almost somewhere it feels like an inner philosophical self or inner philosophy. This can be wisdom that you have from past lives. It can be encoded in your DNA. It could be downloads that you get from your guides or soul consciousness that you have been connected to through lifetimes. So it's meant to be alive and in the world is the point. And when it's alive and in the world, you'll have some people who are like, oh, this person became weird on me, for example. Oh, they're all weird now. And that those relationships may fall apart. They may get down with your so-called weirdness. And then you'll have people who totally, they live in the same place. They operate from the same space. And they can witness and appreciate the fullness of your life, of your experience, of you as a multi-dimensional being, you as a soul, as an expanding soul. I think I'll leave it there. I wanted to kind of keep each piece to 20 minutes. So, Pile 1, I hope this was helpful for you. I wish you all the best, and I will see you next time. Until then, take care, be well, and stay blessed. Bye for now. Hello, Pile 2. Greetings. So your card 42, and you have Rise to the Occasion. Capability, strength, authenticity, free will. Oh, okay, this one I'm getting a lot of air energy. And I'm feeling your connection to the earth here, what the earth would like to offer you. This you can do it. Getting third eye energy here too. Third eye and throat. And I feel that there's a necessity you're being encouraged to believe in yourself, to believe you are capable. If some of you are dealing with physical ailments or challenges to your physical form, there is a necessity for you to tap into the earth's frequency and the earth's energy. Disclaimer, this is not a substitute for medical advice. If you're dealing with a doctor or chiropractor or any type of medical practitioner, this is not a substitute for that advice. I am, however, getting a very strong message that your mind, about the mind-body connection, and that your mind is connected to your body, and what you believe, especially when it comes to your vessel, will manifest itself. So you're being encouraged to use your third eye and your throat chakra, so visualization and affirmations, to bring about the physical reality that you want. So that is a general guidance for anyone in this pile 2. But specifically, those of you who have a specific physical goal, let's say, or you want me to say ailment to overcome, that those two will aid you more than you realize. And the reality is, it can never hurt. Right? It really can't. What is chanting and thinking good thoughts going to do to negatively affect you? Nothing. So some of you need to step into a comfort with using those two abilities for manifesting. So using your third eye and using your throat. There's a lot about self-belief in this pile. And free will, the freedom to think how you want to think. You know, that's also an element here. Don't mistake the fact that other people have their own thoughts and feelings, that you have to think how they think. Some of you do need to free your mind from the collective field. All of you. Some of you, it's more, how can I put it? You could be more in an oppressive situation. And when I say oppressive, I just mean you may be the only one who is more of an open-minded person at your job or within your family. And so in certain situations, speaking your truth or having your opinion heard may be difficult, and you find yourself just going with the status quo. You are being advised to minimize your interaction with that energy of, they're calling it mind control through collective agreement, right? Everyone is thinking the same way, so no one is thinking for themselves. You are to think for yourself and speak for yourself. And if you're not in the position to do that in that environment, then maintain your sovereignty in other ways or outside of that. So understand that you may be suppressing or understand your situation in this way. You may choose to stay quiet in certain environments, but that does not mean you do not have a voice, right? And that does not mean that you agree. So that is, and for some of you, you are being asked with this rise to the occasion card, you're being asked to come out of your comfort zone and speak on something. For some of you, it is speaking against some form of injustice. And that can be on a micro scale or a macro scale. Strength of character is required. And I'm getting here, how many of these orbs are there? 1, 2, 3. It is quite a few. But they're showing me a card from another deck that is about balanced give and take. They do want you to know that you will be protected by them, by your guides, especially by those who, you're not receiving divine messages and they're like, okay, well, thanks for delivering this message. You're on your own now, right? It's that consciousness, that stream of information, whichever consciousness it is coming from, I mean, we're talking, anyway, I'm not going to get too particular. We'll just call it, let's just say, I don't know, you have a particular connection to Archangel Zadkiel, and you feel that that's where a lot of your messages come through. Then you can also ask that's Archangel Zadkiel to protect you, to give you strength, to shield you from negativity, to shield you from anyone with bad intentions or any energy that is not meant for your highest good, right? So there is also a leaning into the strength that you know comes from this, you being part of the grander scheme and not alone in this journey. I'm going to grab a tarot card. There was one. I think you have two. I'm hoping that the one I feel is going to come out. I think it's this one. I'm going to go for that one. You got a lot. Interesting. Because pile one had one. But you have the Nine of Earth, Ragdoll Cat, and then clarifying that we have the Queen of Water, the Knight of Air, and the Two of Water. So I'm just going to read them all together, but I'm going to read the Ragdoll Cat for you. Your success has brought you financial security and the reward of much deserved time off to enjoy your own company. You may suddenly have a brilliant idea or a business or self-employment opportunity that will be very successful. That may or may not apply to you at this moment. Take it as it resonates. I am going to read it with just the energy of the Nine of Earth, which speaks of independence, which speaks of enjoying the fruits of your labor and looking back at all you've created. I feel that your advice at this time is to some of you are stepping into a leadership position. And this is why rise to the occasion, believing that you are able to lead as well. And if you are not in an environment where you are accepted as the leader, you will end up likely leaving that environment. You will be moved. And where you move to will bring you a lot of progress. So do not fear the move, the change. You are meant to be comfortable. You are meant to be in places where people share your passion. They share your passion and they share your ethics. They share your values. Do you all think the same? No. But there's a basic way of operating that you all share. What else am I getting here? That which you're supposed to lead in you is very much, they want you to be careful of separating your emotions from your intellect, and not in the way that, how can I say it? They want you to not do that. You're being guided to not separate your emotion from your intellect. There is a wisdom in so your intuition does play through your emotion as well. And your success is in a heart-led service. speaking passionately, leading passionately, living passionately. And I'm getting through this Knight of Air here because I'm looking at this Nine of Earth, this successful being, as comprised of these three cards leading into it. That's what it's composed of. It's composed of strength of heart, so deep emotions and high intuition and compassion. Is driven by so the words on this card: decisive, focused, driven, impulsive. Knight of Air. And that's the thoroughbred horse. Just by you making clear and decisive, taking clear and decisive action, being clear in your decisions. Those decisions, while you may use your intellect to explain them, to communicate them, it comes from a psychic place. It comes from a psychic place, and I'm getting a humanitarian energy as well. And then with the Two of Water, it comes from love as well. It comes from partnerships. Some of you, this is very much, you're going to lead with your life partner. Some of you, you will be led to your life partner through this transformation or this chapter. If you're already with a life partner, the deepening of your relationships will feed your success. How specifically? Can be different for each of you. I'm getting that because it brings you to a more authentic expression of yourself. So you're being called to be more, to rise to the occasion, honor your authenticity within your most intimate relationships as well. Let me grab you an activation to close the reading. Let's grab an activation to close the reading. Okay, thank you very much. Okay, star being healing codes, important information, wounds are healed, recharging. Okay, you have something to share. You really do. You have something to lead in. You have something to communicate that will bring a lot of change, healing to yourself and to others. And I'm hearing basically, if the thought of leading others intimidates you, take the first step of just rising to the occasion for yourself, within yourself and for yourself. Stand for your own healing, stand for your own recharging. Use the divine intelligence within you and coming through you for you, first and foremost. It will open up your perspective in a multitude of ways. And this feels to me confirmation that you are a star being who's holding very important, pertinent wisdom, information that needs to be shared. In one way or another, you will be led to the way that it should be shared. Some of you are receiving important information about yourself. the nature of your soul, your past lives, your parallel lives, your soul's purpose. And I think I'll leave it there. Pile 2. I hope this was helpful, and I will see you again next time. Until then, take care, be well, and stay blessed. Bye for now. Hello, Pile 3. Welcome to your reading. So you chose card 26, which was this lovely face, and it says the dream of co-creation, manifestation, divine partnership, frequency, alignment. Okay. Oh, I see a lot of musical notes here. So here, and 26, 2 plus 6 adds up to 8. And what I'm feeling for you, Pile 3, is the invitation to we're all invited to co-create. You are being particularly invited at this time to align you're being guided at this time to align your frequency to that which you desire. So some of you in this group are looking for closer friends, a better friend group. Some of you are looking for a partnership, romantic partnership. Some of you are looking for the evolution of your current partnership. So you're being encouraged to believe, and to embody the place you want to go. So one information that they're giving me as well, I forget which Pleiadian book I read it in. Was it Path to Enlightenment? Perhaps. But in any case, I read somewhere about, we thinking that traveling through dimensions, traveling through space has to do with, coming up with this incredible technology, machines and robots. And I don't know what people think, but building something. And I really wish I remember where I read it, but I read it about guiding starships through the collective. So the ship is guided by aligning with the frequency of where they want to go. And that's how they change dimensions and go between universes. It's like they're not traveling distances, light years per se, how we calculate distances. They're just changing frequencies. And that alignment to that frequency brings them to the power of all of them thinking it. Aligning with that frequency brings them all to that place. And this is what you are being called to. Some of you are actually called to do this with people, divine partnership. So either with one person or with a group of people to traverse universes, to go to far off worlds and such by this frequency alignment, manifesting certain outcomes through your frequency alignment. Let's say on the more, I don't want to call it the mundane scale, but that's what they're calling it. On the more mundane, everyday physical reality scale, we're not talking about, traveling to different universes. We're talking about getting the job we want, right? Or a certain house, or a certain lifestyle, a certain, health goals. But it's starting there in things that we can see very readily, that we then become skilled at doing at this alignment, at aligning ourselves with where we want to go, whether it's in the physical sense, spiritual sense, emotional sense. Okay, I'm going to grab the tarot just because this one, this energy is begging me to clarify. We're going to start with this one card. We have King of Water. Okay, so you may feel they're drawing me to the Lady Gaia card here. Your challenges are lessons. You are loved and welcome on earth. You are being reminded that if you stay in the emotional state of things in the past, that you'll keep creating those situations. So this King of Water is really about it says warm-hearted, devoted, loving, faithful. But for me, the King of Water is also masculine energy in the emotional realm, in the realm of emotions. Oh, sorry, I'm hitting my mic there. Masculine energy in the realm of emotion. Protective, passionate, but also not aware of emotions. Sorry, let me restart that sentence. They are aware of emotions. They allow the intelligence of emotion to live and to be received, acknowledged, and applied. However, they are not run by their emotions, right? We get the Emperor Penguin here. Yes. They're not run by their emotions. An Emperor Penguin is a really tough animal, right? In terms of what it endures in order to procreate, and the environment. And it's monogamous. So there's a lot of divinity in and nobleness in the penguin spirit. And here I feel that, let me be clear that that's not a judgment on monogamy, or, but they gave me that balance and devotion, right? The word devotion is on devotion between the masculine and the feminine. They gave me that as an example, showed me that as an example. So what is this saying for you, pile 3? It's saying that, I'm still getting that a lot of you are in this pile are looking for a partner. You need to embody the attributes of that partner within yourself, be able to give yourself those things and live those things in order to attract those things to you. That's if you're looking for a partner. If you are with a partner and are navigating a relationship, you also need to be able to give to yourself which you would like your partner to give to you. If you are single and happy being single, then creating the life that you want requires you to be living in that energy already. Yes. So you're giving me the example of someone who wants to be, I'm going to use quote unquote, someone who wants to be more attractive, who wants to fit whatever mold of what they consider attractive. And they don't consider themselves in that mold just yet. So that's something they're working towards. However, if you are looking in the mirror and feeling unattractive, the odds of you reaching your goal of what is attractive is lower because you're energetically working against yourself. So it's necessary to already embody finding things on yourself that you find attractive in order to reach this enhanced attractiveness that you desire, right? Because when you already feel attractive, you treat your body and yourself differently. You make different decisions. You're not, when you lack something, you tend to find coping mechanisms. And that's whether it's, attractiveness or the job you're in or the house you live in. We have habits and addictions that we do to make ourselves, it's a substitute for what we want to feel. However, so we're effectively doing things that keep us from, okay, they're giving me another example. You want to live in a nicer apartment or to buy a property. You're not happy with your current living situation because whatever, I don't know, neighbors, the space, there's not enough light, whatever the case may be. So you may end up spending a lot of your time outside of the apartment, outside of the house, maybe going to parties, going out at night. Maybe you are online shopping for that thrill and getting dressed up and going out, right? They're giving me that example, spending money at bars. But how is that helping you save for a more expensive place or for a down payment on a property, right? So the very things that we do to compensate for the things, for the lack, for the feeling of lack, end up leaving us in a state of lack, right? So this is why it's important to understand the nuance of what it means to live in that frequency already, because then you will make decisions as well from a place of someone who already has that. What are they going to do? Right? If I'm already attractive, what will I wear? And what would I put on my body? How would I treat myself? How would I speak to myself? So if I already have my dream house, what would I be doing on the weekends? Maybe I'd be in my garden. Maybe I'd be just on my couch or dancing in my room, dancing in my house, in my slippers, right? So I think they want me to leave that there. There's something about being faithful to your own dreams and to your own evolution as well. And that's not to say that, yes, these things like parties and buying clothes or sometimes having negative thoughts or wondering when your manifestation is going to come, that is not going to happen. But it's a dedication, a devotion, a love for yourself that you are willing to give yourself, and a love for your life that you are willing to give your life because that is also what's going to water the garden of what is next. Finding a way to be in the fullness of who you are in this here and now moment and what your life is in this here and now moment. I'm going to grab you an activation. Let's see. Final activation for pile 3, please. I get final activation for pile 3. Final, I got 2. Okay, you have Earth Star activation, anchoring, grounded action, Isis energy. And then we have third eye activation, brow chakra, inner vision, and clear seeing. So what I'm getting for you here, I'd like to put it up there, but I think I'm just going to put them down here. Yeah, dreaming your purpose into being. The Earth Star chakra is where your soul, where your purpose and your path and purpose lives. Put it like this. And getting that you will receive that inner vision and clear seeing. You'll receive steps through your third eye for grounded action, how to bring this reality into being and how to live in that, how to align your frequency, how to live in that frequency. To be it, you have to see it. And if you see it, then dare to be it. That's what I'm hearing. To be it, you have to see it. And if you see it, dare to be it. So I'm getting the energy of a lot of you see things that you should do or imagine what you should do. But once again, we're back to that feeling of lack. It's like staying in a fantasy world as opposed to applying any of it to grounded and real action. So pulling those visions into actions in physical reality is important for you at this time. I think I've said everything I need to say there. Yes? Yes. All right. Thank you, Pile 3. I hope this was helpful, and I wish you all the best on your journey. Until next time, take care, be well, and stay blessed. Bye for now.